This pervert's name is Michael Robert Reyes. Now, a lot of yous won't recognise him unless you're a TCAP or a TCAPper. And what's a TCAPper? Well, that's a to catch a predator assassin. You see, any time that you can take a shot at one, take the shot. Make it a headshot. Makes you an assassin, a TCAPper. That's what I do. When I go hunting, Michael Robert Reyes and Hebos all over the place. Now, back to Michael Robert Reyes. This is where you can actually see, like it's a really good example of whether God exists. And God does exist, and he definitely hates hebephiliacs as much as we do. And you get that proof because this is what this hebephiliac grew up to look like. God hates them as much as we do. Now, back to this one. This is what he looked like back in the day when Chris Hansen asked him on top of old Sparky, and this hebephiliac who stepped out of his fantasy and into the DC universe and was welcomed to the DC by the man himself. Now, what makes this hebephiliac special? Because there are hundreds of TCAP perverts out there that Hansen got, but this one here, what makes this guy special is that he's a bozo. A bozo, a bag of shit. You see, he's more than a piece of shit, just like your average hebephiliac. No, this sicko is a bag of shit, and it's layered. Now, let me show you just some of those layers. And let's start off with this. You see, even before he went to sexually assault a child, this guy was on bail, waiting to go to court due to him failing to appear for a domestic situation with his ex-partner. The mother of his kid has put an injunction on him, which means that even before he steps out of his sick little head, out of his fantasy and into the DC, he's worthless already. Now, we add in another layer, which he borrowed his auntie's car so he could travel to assault a kid. He travelled for like a couple of hours, so most likely across state lines, and it's bye-bye car, and oh, sorry, auntie, it wasn't my fault. I didn't respect you, and oh yeah, by the way, auntie, I don't have a driver's license, so if I crashed, you wouldn't get covered, and since it's your car, you'd have to pay the bill. Now, probably the biggest layer of shit is the one that to see his kid, he's in family court, saying that he isn't a threat and he's a good guy and should be able to see his baby, which any good guy should. And he, instead of keeping squeaky clean, he's travelled in a borrowed car, driving without a license to go assault a kid. And that's where you see it start from. And who else sees that? The detective, when he hits him up all about all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, and all of those in between, I'd like to introduce you to the bozo, Michael Robert Reyes.
He's coming toward the house.
Meanwhile, there are still some visitors willing to meet at the undercover house. Here's 28-year-old Michael Reyes, a construction worker who drove 2 hours to get here.
You can come in. Hi.
Online, Reyes, who has a 2-year-old daughter, used the screen name Daddy Reyes 06-2000 to chat with a decoy named Kelly, who told him she was 14. At first, Reyes writes,
"We might have to meet, but I will not do anything inappropriate with you. I do not want to go to jail."
But after Kelly says she's a virgin, Reyes writes,
"You would have sex with me?"
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Perverted justice decoys often deliberately pretend to be precocious young teens willing to have sex. But remember, under Florida law, a young teen cannot give consent. Reyes sends a picture of his genitals and asks if he should bring condoms when he comes over.
First one.
Before you do that, why don't you just have a seat right over there, please?
I'm just...
Right on this stool.
No, I'm so
What's happened?
I'm just coming to visit with her.
Visit who?
Kelly. Let's go.
At first, like many of the men we've met, Reyes tells me he didn't know how old the girl said she was. Okay, let me give you a little hint. Okay.
I was 14, and then I was under assumption maybe it was 18. I didn't know.
She didn't say anything about 18 or 19. 14, she said 14.
Okay, 14.
But you talked about having sex with this 14-year-old girl.
I asked her if she was a virgin. I asked her about her having sex with older guys. She kept saying, cool, and this and that.
Yeah, but because a 14-year-old girl says it's okay doesn't make it okay.
I understand that. I'm not here to come and have sex.
But that's not what you indicated in your chat, Michael.
Then Reyes tells me he's read up on the problem of men soliciting underage kids out of concern for his own child.
It gets to me because I have a daughter.
You have a daughter. How old is your daughter?
2 years old.
2 years
It gets
old.
to me, and I don't want to see something like this happen.
You've ever watched any television shows about?
Yes,
internet sex?
Dr. Phil, Oprah, all of them. I've watched them.
Have you ever watched Dateline NBC?
Yes, a bunch of
The
times.
To Catch a Predator shows?
Yes, and I hate that. I ain't nothing. I'm not like that.
Well, you know, you're now in one of the Dateline shows. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet underage kids online.
I just made a mistake, and I'm sorry. I was trying to see something for a plan, and it came back and bit me in the butt.
Okay.
Outside, Flagler Beach police are waiting.
Now, hold on.
On the ground. Come on out.
I'm not running.
On the ground.
I'm not running.
So, looking at this now, now we definitely know that Bozo here is a bloody genius. And how can we actually test the level of that genius, his genius capabilities? Well, I reckon all you have to do is think exactly what's going through Genius's mind right now. And that would be that all of the lawyers that he has ever had in his early Bozo life, and all of those lawyers would have told him, mouth shut and say nothing, you bozo. And Bozo here, even though he would have known from experience, first-hand experience, that he shouldn't say anything, because last time he did, he most likely did, and he spoke and screwed it up, and the lawyers would have pointed it out, and he would remember all of that. And yet Genius here believes he's got a chance. I tell you, hemophiliacs that are bags of shit are J for genius, ladies and gentlemen, geniuses. And now what we'll do is we'll jump to the interrogation. There's a bit before this, but it's crap. But this is the enhanced version, and this is where that male detective sits down and he's gone through the records. And now J for genius here, old Michael Robert Reyes, is going to try and convince this detective that he has
This is Investigator
money.
Eckerson, and he's going to talk to you too. And
I can understand that. I can understand that. What's your name?
Michael.
Michael? Okay. What's going on, Mike? What led us here?
Stupid mistake.
What mistake was that?
Chatting with somebody that allegedly was underage.
Okay.
Told me it was underage.
And she said she was how old? 14?
14, 15, I can't remember that age.
And you're how old? 28? Okay. Where do you live, Mike?
Brantford, Florida.
Where's Brantford?
Almost on the west coast.
Oh, okay. Okay.
A little small town.
How long did it take you to get over here?
About over 2 hours. About
2
2
hours?
hours and 20 minutes maybe.
Okay. Okay. So what'd you come over here for?
Meet this girl that I've been talking to for about a month. I think it was a month. I honestly can't remember how long.
Okay.
It was a couple of weeks.
Okay. And you were gonna do what once you met her?
She on the emails kept asking me if we were gonna have sex, and I kind of smelled the setup, so I would put question marks. And basically I put kind of whatever happens. At first I did. At first, when I first started talking, I did hint around sex, and then I started questioning myself and wondering if this was a setup, so I started kind of trying to get away a little bit from the subject. I thought that this was something like exactly what this was. And
Let's stop at I hinted around about having sex. Okay. This isn't hinting around, dude. Okay.
I did say it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here like that.
No.
And then towards the end of our conversation within the last 5 weeks or so, I kind of had feeling something like this was gonna happen. So.
But you came over here with condoms, thinking that you may
with one condom that I always keep in my wallet. It wasn't just a condom.
thinking that you may have sex with her anyway, though. I mean, if it wasn't a setup, dude, you were going to have sex with her.
Honestly, no.
Don't. Let me tell you what I've learned in 14 years of law enforcement. When someone starts a conversation off with honestly, they're not being honest, man. Okay? And I'm not here to bust your chops. I'm telling you, what I want is the truth. And I don't want to...
I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know what would have happened.
You drove 2.5 hours to get here. Okay? With the condom, which you state, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one. You state that you carry a condom with you all the time. That you've been talking to this girl for almost a month. You've pretty much told her in this what you want to do to her, and you're telling me that you didn't drive over here to have sex with her if it wasn't a setup? Come on, I'm a guy too. Now you don't sit here and piss on my hand and tell me it's raining. Okay? You and I both know what the scoop is. Okay? You need to get through the denial part of it.
I made a stupid mistake.
You made a stupid mistake. You did.
I've never done anything like this before in my life.
But you came over here today to have sex with her if it wasn't a setup. You've been talking to this girl. You thought that this was an opportunity.
And honestly, at first I wasn't buying her age thing. I thought she was just bluffing about age and that. Just from talking to her, the one time I did talk to her on the phone that she called and it got cut off or whatever. She sounded a lot older, and the picture that I had, she looked a lot older than what she was telling me. And I thought she was lying about the age.
So you thought she was lying about her age?
Yes.
Okay.
And afterwards, the more I talked to her in the way the lingo keep going out like that, that's almost the same word over and over and over again.
And then you sent her a couple pictures of you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One of your face, one of you.
And one of
is that your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. And then one of your genital region.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at things for face value for a second. She told you she was 14.
Yes.
And you sent her a photograph of your genitals. Okay? And then you want to sit there and tell me that you didn't drive over here to have sex with her. Okay?
If it would have happened, yes.
You would have been agreeable to it if it would have happened.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had... Let me start. Let me back the truck up. Have you chatted with girls this young before? No? Okay. Have you ever had any sexual contact with a minor?
No, sir.
No? Are you married?
No.
No?
Never been married. I was with my ex for about a little bit, a year, almost 2 years, and we separated.
Okay. How long ago did you separate?
May of 05.
How old was she?
21.
Okay. You dating anyone right now?
No.
No? Okay. So you saw this as an opportunity to...
Just meet somebody, hang out, and see what happens.
Okay. And most likely have sex. Okay. Now, if you had gone over here and she had been 14...
I'm not going to lie to you, sir. If I would have gone over here and she would have been 14, I would not have had sex with her. I will not have sex with her age.
But she told you she was 14.
She told you she was 14 here.
Yes, she did.
So basically, and that's another one of those little things I've learned, whenever they say I'm not going to lie to you, you know that the next words out of their mouth are going to be a lie. You know?
So basically you knew she was, or you believed that she was 14 and you were going to come over and have sex with her.
That's pretty much where it was heading.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything in your car that we should know about?
No.
Okay. There was. Did you have a camera?
It was, yeah.
Is there anything on that camera? Can we take a look?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Where did you send this picture from? Is that your computer?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to have the picture. My computer crashed.
Yeah. Do you have any pictures on the... When did your computer crash?
A while back. I mean, it was messing up my, that crack was messing up my deleted picture.
Okay. Do you have any pictures on your computer of any young girls?
No.
No? Okay.
I have pictures on my computer of girls I met, but none of them underage.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything you can think of? Anything you'd like to, any questions you have for us? No?
Who does your daughter live with?
My mother.
Her mother? Where does her mother live?
I have no idea. She keeps her address confidential.
So you still have the injunction against you?
Yes.
Do you get visitation with your daughter?
Supervised.
Okay. How often do you get supervised visitation?
It's supposed to be 3 hours weekly. I haven't seen my daughter in 6 months because, like I said, I was in jail from July to September in Polk County for violation of probation.
But where are the supervised visitations set up?
Electric County.
Is it at a, who supervises it?
It's a family visitation center. I'm supposed to go on the, I think it's the 7th of next month to do my intake so I can start seeing my daughter again.
So why do you have only supervised visitation with your daughter?
Because my ex went, after me and her separated, it was kind of an ugly separation because she was with somebody else. She had met somebody else, so she was with me still, and she moved out of my house with the person. And I think how ugly, I told her I wanted custody of my child, and she had a restraining order, and she told the judge that throughout our relationship that I had pushed her and stuff, so the judge ordered me to take a Patterson intervention program, which I'm enrolled in, and upon my completion of that, the injunction would be dropped and the supervision. I also had to take a parenting class, but I already did that, and supervision, the supervised visitation will be changed to unsupervised.
So has she ever accused you of hurting your daughter?
She said that I did, but I never did.
What did she say that you did to your daughter?
She's, I'm trying to think of it, well, she said that we had, what it was we had an argument at her mom's business, and she was going to take me back to my house so she can drop me off there because we were in her vehicle, and my vehicle was at my house, and it was our house, and she was going to take me there, and I grabbed my daughter's car seat because I wanted my daughter to come with us, and I grabbed and when I grabbed it, swung and it hit the side of the they were all in a jewelry store, and it hit the side of the display case. And she said that I did it on purpose. I never did it on purpose. It was an accident. I told her it was an accident. I got yelled at by her, her mom, everybody there. No, I mean, she never ever called the police on me, ever.
Has she ever accused you, not calling the police, but just accused you of touching your daughter or having any inappropriate sexual contact with your daughter? Because you know we can contact Alachua County to get all the records on that. So if that was part of it, then we need.
So you haven't seen your daughter in how long?
Since July.
Since July?
I got out of jail in September, and I was trying to do all my classes and everything before I see my daughter so I could see her unsupervised.
And you would chance not seeing your daughter for this?
I just made a stupid mistake. I had it, I'll be honest with you, I had it in my heart the whole time driving over here that something was wrong, that this smelled like what this was, and I should turn around, and why I didn't, I'll never know.
But what if this wasn't what it was? What if it wasn't a setup? You still had the intentions of going and having sex with a 14-year-old girl?
I just made an error of judgment. I don't know what I was thinking.
Who's your probation officer?
Her name's Valerie Green.
Do you know what her phone number is?
I don't know by heart.
And she's in Alachua County?
Yes, it's misdemeanor.
All right, Mike, I think we're about done here.
So what exactly should I ask you? What exactly am I being charged with?
Well, this is what you're being charged with based on if there's nothing found in your car. If there's something found in your car, then there'll be additional charges, but it's attempted lewd or lascivious conduct, lewd or lascivious exhibition, computer pornography, transmission of harmful material to a minor, and attempted contributing to the delinquency of child.
And those are all felonies, misdemeanors?
They're all felonies except for the last one, and that's a misdemeanor. And what's going to happen is you'll go out to the jail.
And Michael, you do have a warrant.
For
We don't know yet. Do you know what it's for?
if it's going to be for anything, it'll probably be out of Gilchrist County, Florida. I was supposed to go to court, and I couldn't make it because I didn't have no way to get there. And I called my lawyer 3 or 4 times, and they never returned my call, and I never made it to court. So I'm sure that's probably what it
For
is.
failure to appear?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let you know on that one too.
That's a warrant.
What this is your driver's license is suspended. Let's see, computer check showed that your license was suspended. Your license has been suspended since 2003. So you obviously...
Since 2003?
Yes. Failure to pay traffic fine.
I've
2003,
done my
failure to pay
tickets, and I'm doing
traffic
a class,
fine.
and I'm doing a class right now on a computer, ADI class. So I was doing it to avoid suspension.
Well, it says 1, 2, 3 times it's suspended in 2003 for failure
Yeah,
to
it's been
pay.
suspended before. I'm not going to lie about
No,
it.
it's saying it's still suspended. It was never reinstated. It's saying
Last time it was
2004.
suspended was 6/15/06 for financial responsibility. Did your insurance get canceled?
Okay, that was I was in an accident by myself. I lost control of my vehicle and I hit a tree. And they said I didn't have liability insurance, so they told me I had to get the SR22, which I did, and I showed that to them, and it was supposed to be reinstated.
Okay, well, it was never
And my license
reinstated.
shows when it was.
Well, that's something that they'll have to work out with you in court. That's not something we can work out here. All right?
So you've got the driving while your license is suspended, which is a misdemeanor. It's times 11.
What do you mean?
It was suspended at,
It's been 11. It's been
11
suspended
times.
11 times total.
and then obviously whatever the warrant
I mean,
is.
does 11 cancel that, or just the one?
It looks like it's charged 11 counts, but that doesn't mean they're going to pick up all 11 counts. They may just charge you. The state attorney's office may just charge you with one. It depends on what they decide to do. Okay? That's, and I'm not telling you that's what they will do. I'm telling you that's what they could do. All right? Are you going to lead him out?
Yes.
All right, man. Go ahead and stand up for me. We're going to go right up this door, okay?
So how did it all end up for Bozo here? Well, he went to court in 2009 and they pulled out the pics of his dick that he sent to the decoy, and the judge laughed and everyone cracked up, and Bozo here pled no contest, and he was sentenced to 10 years probation and lifetime RSO, registered sex offenders registration. And of course, because he's a DC bozo, in June 2011, he was arrested for probation violation. Looks like the pervert failed to register as a pervert. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison and was released in March 2014. He remained out in probation, but he's out there now and must register as a goddamn sex offender, you pervert. Anyway, that's the story of that Hebo, the bozo. Thing is, if you like this episode, well, somewhat. There's actually, and you haven't seen it, there's another bozo over at, I'll leave a link below. Or actually click on the channel here. Yeah. Go see the son that never was. Click on the video on the screen now and come have a giggle. And let me show you Refner, the bozo Hebo. Okay, the rest of you stay safe, and I'll see you guys next episode.